In this chapter, we talk about the virtual work principle and the finite element formulation. In the first section, we talk about the virtual work principle. We first review the few equations we had studied so far. The first set of equation is the equilibrium equation. Here is 0 because we want to simplify our discussion, so we don't consider the dynamical case. So there is no inertial force. Another set of field equation is the strain and displacement relation, which is called the geometric equations. The third relation we had talked about is the Constitutive Law, which is just the relation between stress and strain. Remember that there is a different expression of the Constitutive Law. Okay, this one, and this one. And I want to emphasize that in the formulation of finite element analysis, we need to have all of these three sets of equations. But to derive the virtual work principle, we only need to have the equilibrium equation. So I didn't write this transparency very correctly. Means that from equation 1 only, we can derive the virtual work principle. We don't need equation 2 and equation 3. Please erase these two equations, okay? Or don't copy these two equations in your notes. But the geometric equation and the Constitutive Law will be used later when we talk about the finite element formulation. In this section, we focus on the virtual work principle. So what we need only is the equilibrium equation. This one, okay. Let me write the equilibrium equation here. We have three equations. For I equal 1, I equal 2, I equal 3, we have different expressions, okay? I equal 1 here, we have jj, 2 jj, 3 j, comma j. Here, j comma j means that we need to sum over 1 to 3. And also the comma notation represents the partial differentiation. So we have this equilibrium equation expressed in terms of three equations. Okay. Also, these three terms and also can be expressed in this term. Means that sigma 1 j comma j is equal to partial sigma 1j partial xj. Okay, so we have three differential equations for equilibrium state. Now, I want to mention that we have three equations, right? So we can take it as a vector, okay, as a vector of three components. This is the first component, second component, and third component. We will turn to this viewpoint later. Okay, let me introduce another thing. Let gi equal to gix means that this function is a function of x. It's an arbitrary vector function. It is an arbitrary function. Also, it has three components. Look at here, g vector equal to g1, g2, g3. And they are the functions of x, okay, vector. So this is an arbitrary vector. Now, we have one vector here. We have another vector here. The first vector is the three equilibrium equations. The second vector is the arbitrary function, g vector. So we can take the inner product, okay? Let me stay here. Equation 4, this equation 4 can be expressed as a vector function f vector equal to F1, F2, F3. So F1 is this equation, okay? F2 is this equation. F3 is this equation. So we can write this set of equation as a vector equation, okay? As F1 equals 0, F2 equals 0, F3 equals 0, like this, okay? And then we can carry out the inner product between the vector F and G. Okay? G, remember, is the arbitrary vector function, okay? We have F equals 0, and then we apply the arbitrary function G at the left-hand side and the right-hand side of the equation at the same time, so the equality still holds, okay? So, but here at the right-hand side, 0 dot G equals 0. So what we have is F dot G equals 0. So F dot G is F1 times G1 plus F2 times G2 plus F3 times G3. Okay? So now, let me repeat here. We have only one equation now. Understand? We have F dot G equals 0, which is only one equation. Remember before, we have three equations for the equilibrium relation. Okay? 1, 2, 3. Why 3? Because we have equilibrium relation in three directions: x1 direction, x2 direction, and x3 direction. So we have three equilibrium equations. But now, after the inner product operation, we turn these three equations into one single equation. Okay, this is the one of the magic for the virtual work principle. Okay, we turn the equilibrium relation into a single equation. Okay, of course now F is Fi is just sigma I j comma j plus bi, just like here. Okay, this one we copy it here, and we also can write it in this form. Now we repeat the equation here for your convenience. Okay, Fi gi equals 0, and we have this and this. Okay, we have only one equation. Now this equation, you know, Fi gi equals 0, can be integrated to a arbitrary volume. Consider a beam. We have a beam here. It will be deformed into a curved beam. In any area inside the beam, we can have an arbitrary domain D0 here, D0. Okay, we just integrate, you know, over this arbitrary domain. Okay, because this equation equals 0, so even though we integrate it all over D0, what we get is still 0, right? Okay. Now we want to extend this, expand this equation into two terms. This one times this one equal this one. This one times this one equal this one. Okay. And also, before we can derive the virtual work principle, we need to do some mathematical calculations. Let me show you in more detail. This term, the key point is that we want to rearrange this term into more significant, more meaningful terms. Okay, let me remind you a mathematical identity here. For example, we have two functions, sigma ij times gi. Okay, this is the stress, this is the g is the sigma ij is the stress, gi is the vector function. We perform the partial differentiation with respect to xj. We use comma j here. Comma j means that the partial differentiation with respect to xj. Okay, so this term can be replaced by this term. By definition, comma j is just like this. And then we perform the differentiation with respect to this one. This one. So we differentiate this term, partial sigma ij, partial xj, right? And this term keep fixed. But we have second term. We keep this term fixed. We differentiate this term. Understand? So we differentiate this term fixed. We differentiate this term fixed, and then we get this. Okay? This is a very basic operation in differential calculus. Okay? Now, this term can be rewritten as partials, as sigma ij comma j, because sigma ij comma j means that the partial differentiation. So sigma ij comma j is just partial sigma ij partial xj. We replace this term by this term. Now we can remove this term to the left hand side of the equation. We pull this term here. Okay? And then this term is just this term. And this term is just this term. This term is just this term. We can rearrange the equality. We put this term here and this term here. Okay? But this term here. But this term is just equal to this term. This term here. And then this term equal here. But we have plus and become minus because we move it to the left hand side. I think you can follow me so far. Now, see this one, is just this term. So I am doing something for the rearrangement of this term. Let me show you here. This term is written here, and I say that this term can be expressed as this term, sigma ij, gij, big G. Big G is defined by this relation. Okay, and from this step to this step will be explained later. Okay, so far we just take it for granted because I don't want to interrupt your idea. I just take it for granted now. We will come back to this part later. So with this, we can replace this term by this term and this term. Understand? So means that we have this term replaced by this term, and this term is fixed. So this term replaced by this term, this term here, this term here. Understand? This term means is put it here, and this term put it here, and this term put it here. Now we have three terms now. Okay. Remember, we began our calculation from the equilibrium equation, the free equilibrium equation. Take the inner product with GI, G1, G2, G3, and then we end up with this relation. Okay, and now let us do some more calculations. This one is a volume integral, and this is a partial differentiation. Okay, so actually this is a divergence. This is a divergence of this term. Okay, this differentiation is the divergence of this term. So according to the divergence theorem, we can turn this volume integral into a surface integral here. So now this is a surface integral. Okay, and then we put this one here, and multiply it with a unit normal vector nj. Let me mention what is V0 and A0 here. We have a beam and deform into a curved beam. We take a domain here this is D0, and then the surface S0. Okay, the surface S0. Okay, so S0 here is the surface here. Means that we are integrating all around this surface. Okay, and also on this surface we have the area element. Okay, area element like this. Okay, we have n as the normal vector. We also have some traction on the area. Okay, traction on the area, a normal vector like this, and this normal vector is written here. Understand? So by this step, we turn the volume integral into the surface integral according to the divergent theorem. Okay. Now we copy. We copy this one to this one, and then let me remind you one more thing. Is this sigma ij nj? Remember, sigma ij nj equal to Ti, which is just the Cauchy stress formula we derived before. So the stress times the unit normal equal to the traction, right? So this term can be replaced by Ti here, Ti written here, here. Understand? We turn these two terms into the traction. Okay, so this term finally end up with the traction times the arbitrary function gi. This is the inner product between the traction vector and the arbitrary function gi here. Okay, and then this one is copied down here, and we remove this term to the right hand side of the equality. Okay, put it here. Now let me look carefully at the structure of this equality. What does it mean? See here, this is the traction applied on the surface. Okay, applied on the surface, the traction. And this is the body force. Okay, so the traction and the body force are all external force. The external force will have some work done. Okay, do work. So this traction, the work done by the external force, including two terms. The first term is the work done by the traction. The second term is the work done by the body force. Okay, work done by the body force, work done by surface traction. Okay. Okay. Now, if you are doing some work, what happened inside the material point? The material point or the material domain will be deformed. Okay. Once it deformed, we have some strain energy developed inside the the body, right? So this one, the external work done equal to the internal, okay, internal energy stored inside the body. Okay, understand? We have a area like this, which we have some traction apply, and also body force apply in this domain, and then it will deform such that some strain energy will be developed inside the body. Okay, understand? But now I want to mention to you, such kind of work are virtual work. What does it mean? See, what is work? If you have a force and you have some displacement, force times the displacement equal to the work, right? But now we don't have any displacement. We didn't mention about any displacement. Here, Gi is not the displacement. Gi is an arbitrary function only. Okay? So I didn't say that it is a displacement. Of course. We can interpret that GI is the virtual displacement, okay? And if I say that GI is the virtual displacement, so this is traction times the virtual displacement, this is the body force times the virtual displacement, this is a stress times the virtual strain, then you will feel more comfortable, okay? Okay, and then this is the virtual work. But I do it on purpose. I did it on purpose. I begin with the equilibrium equation and then take the inner product with GI. I never say that GI is representing the virtual displacement. Okay, so so far, so this mathematical formula is hold, okay, is correct without saying that GI is a virtual displacement. Understand? Of course, if it is a virtual displacement, it works. If it is not a virtual displacement, it is just something else, it still works. Okay, because we are only working on this calculation by mathematics. Okay, we just put this term differentiation and then apply the divergence theorem such and such. Okay, we don't talk about that GI must be the virtual displacement. GI can be something else. Okay, GI in fact is arbitrary. Okay, now we have the so-called the virtual work principle here. This is work done. Okay, this is the work done. This is the what? The energy store. Huh? Now let me mention this point in more details. We have the work done, and energy stored. Okay, this is GI is the arbitrary vector function. We can assume that this is the virtual displacement. Okay, and replace GI by delta. Okay, I write something wrong. Huh? Delta UI. Okay, of course this is a vector, but we are talking about a component, and then for consistent we should say that this is the delta UI. Huh? This is a UI. Okay, fix it. Erase this this part and then put an I here. Okay, and then now this one equal to Ti delta UI. Okay, and then we begin to worry about another thing. Okay, now we interpreted this term as the virtual displacement. Okay, now we consider a case on the surface. Some part of the surface we apply the traction, and traction is long. Okay, if we consider the boundary, the surface, okay, in two parts. In this part we have the traction, so we call this ST. ST means that the surface with traction prescribed. Okay, and also here, for example, this is fixed, means that the displacement is zero here, right? So we put this part of boundary as SD. Okay, SD. SD. Along this part of boundary SD, the traction is not long. We only know about the displacement. Okay, we know that the displacement here is zero, but we don't know what is the traction. What is the precise distribution of the traction along this surface. So this is the SD, means that the surface on which the displacement is given. Okay, SD with the displacement boundary. ST is the traction boundary. Okay, so the whole surface can be decomposed into two parts, ST and SD. Traction prescribed, displacement prescribed. Okay. Now, what will be the point, the viewpoint here? The viewpoint here is this. We can separate the surface integral, the work done of the surface integral, by two parts. this part is the surface with traction prescribed. This part is the surface with displacement described. Understand? We can separate this surface integral with this part and this part. Traction surface, displacement surface. Okay. On the traction surface, the traction is long, so we can carry out the calculations because Ti is given. So there's no problem to carry out the calculation here, right? But now at this part we have Ti, but along this surface what we know is the displacements. We don't know the detail about the traction. So this one is unknown. So this will cause us trouble. We don't know how to calculate this integral because Ti is unknown, right? Ti is unknown here. What we know is the displacement on this boundary. SD is here. Okay, we don't know the traction here. How come we can calculate this integral? So we have a dirty trick. We have a dirty trick. What is dirty trick? See, this is the virtual displacement. Virtual displacement is an arbitrary vector function, right? Delta ui is arbitrary. Okay, so there's a lot of degree of freedom. We can choose anything. So since we have a lot of degree of freedom, how come we don't make use of some of the degree of freedom? Okay, so we choose the special set of virtual displacement such that the virtual displacement will be zero along this surface. Okay, why? Because we don't know how to calculate this. We just let delta ui equals 0, and then we don't need to worry about what Ti is. Okay, we don't know Ti, we don't know the information about Ti. We just don't calculate it. Okay, we omit it by choosing delta ui equals 0. Okay, this so this choice of virtual displacement is done for the convenience of the calculations. If we choose delta ui equals 0 here, then the calculation becomes easy. Of course, and then you may say, the professor, why don't we choose equals delta ui equals 0? Of course not, because we want to calculate the work done by the traction. Okay, now we load the traction. How come you don't calculate it? Okay, you shouldn't make everything equal 0, and then you don't get the meaningful result. Okay, so we only choose this part equals 0. Now, in this, okay, and by doing this, we can put this one equal here as 0 here, as t, without st now, right? We don't consider the virtual work done by the traction along SD because we don't know the traction along SD. SD is the displacement boundary. Okay. So we say that if delta ui equals 0 on SD, then is called the and delta ui is called the kinematically admissible virtual displacement. So if you look at the textbook or you surf on the internet, you can find this terminology very easily. Kinematically admissible virtual displacement. Now you understand the meaning. The meaning is that we need to choose some part of the virtual displacement equals 0. Okay, kinematically admissible means that you don't let the virtual work, the virtual displacement too arbitrary. Okay, you can choose anything. We don't want to do this. We assign some constraint on the virtual displacement that they are equal 0 along the displacement boundary. So this special terminology is given to the virtual displacement by this reason. Okay. Now, this integral can be replaced by this integral now, okay, as still as t, right? This one as t now, okay? And we have body force, work done by the body force, work done by the friction. We have this one. This is the the internal energy by carrier induced by the virtual string. Let me discuss this part here. See, sigma ij gij, equal to sigma ij gij is this by definition, by definition. This one, okay, we mentioned this before. Okay, we have this, and now we replace gi by delta ui, okay, and this is the displacement, virtual displacement, okay, and then we interchange this variational rotation with the partial rotation. We put it out here, put this out here, and then this is the partial differentiation. So this term can be rewritten as this term. Now, do you remember what it is? This is just the classical string, right? So this term can be replaced by this term, and which is just equal to the variation of the classical string. We call it the virtual string. If if the delta u is small, what do you mean? Do you remember the viewpoint before? This is the classical string, right? This is the definition of the classical string. So the displacement involved in the classical string must be small. Otherwise, the classical string cannot be a good measure of the deformation, right? So the same reasoning is still applied here. It still work here. See, we say that this is the classical string. Okay, so if delta ui is very, very large, then mathematically this still holds, but we cannot say that this is the string. Understand? So we have an assumption here. This one equal this one, this one, this one, and sigma ij dot delta epsilon ij equal to virtual work if the virtual displacement is small. Understand? Why? Because if this is not the virtual string, how come this can be interpreted as the virtual work? Okay? If the virtual displacement is too large, then this is not the virtual string. Understand? So virtual displacement, the absolute value must be small. Okay? So equation 16 can be interpreted as the displacement, as the principle of virtual work only if the virtual displacement is small. Okay? See, I want to say some more viewpoint here. I want to mention some more viewpoint here. See, in some book, the virtual displacement is said to be very large. Okay, the reason is that the author of the book will say that, okay, virtual displacement is just a imaginary thing because it is virtual, right? It is not real. It is not a real displacement. So it is a imaginary displacement. So it can be arbitrarily large, very, very large. Okay? In the derivation here, we find that such kind of viewpoint is dangerous. Okay, virtual displacement must be very small. Understand? But be careful. About here. If we are, see, virtual work principle can be applied to deformable body and rigid bodies. Okay, so we are talking about the virtual work principle for deformable body. In this case, the virtual displacement must be very small. But for the rigid body, we don't care about the strength. Okay, because rigid body doesn't have any deformations. Okay, so if the virtual work principle is formulated for rigid bodies, then the virtual displacement can be very large. Understand? So be very careful about this point. Don't be confused by the statement in the textbooks. Okay, you look at the textbooks. Some textbooks say that the virtual displacement must be very large, can be very large, and some say that virtual displacement, because it's virtual, it must be very small. Okay, you should have your own viewpoint. Okay, according to the mathematics and mechanics. For deformable body, the virtual displacement must be small because we want to interpret this as the virtual strength. Okay, so due to this reason, the virtual displacement must be very small. But for rigid body, we don't need to care about the concept of strength and deformation. So the virtual displacement can be very large. Okay. Let us do some calculations, discussions. Note that the equation 16 still holds even if it cannot be interpreted as the principle of virtual work. Okay, see, who tell you that we must apply the equality virtual work here? You see, we can take this relation just as a pure mathematical equality, okay, and then we can apply it to do some calculations without considering any concept of virtual displacement. Okay, GI, we can replace delta UI by GI without any trouble. So if we are only care about the mathematical calculations, we don't need to to think that it is the displacement, okay, virtual displacement. But in the case the okay, let me fix it. The equation still hold mathematically, even if it cannot be interpreted as the principle of virtual work. Okay, it can be anything. In the case the virtual the vector function g is just an arbitrary vector function, and thus the absolute value g needs not to be small. Okay, because we don't need to interpret it as the internal strain energy and external work, something like this. Then we don't need to say that the absolute value of this g must be very small. Okay. The second point is the virtual work principle for rigid bodies. Let me explain it for you. For rigid bodies, okay, we have of course we have the traction, we have the bodies, body traction and the body force. We also have the stress and strain here, but we don't have strain. And also the stress inside the rigid body is not long. Inside rigid body, we still have stress. The stress inside the rigid body is not zero, can be anything. Okay, but the stress inside the rigid body cannot be determined. So in this situation, we can assume that because this is the arbitrary function, we can assume that it is small. It is zero inside the body. So in this case, if we make this assumption, we just cancel out this term to get his CO here, okay? Because sigma ij cannot be determined. We don't know the information of this, so we just don't want to calculate this, so we put this equal CO, okay? In this case, we get the virtual work principle for rigid bodies, surface traction and body force, okay? That is delta Fij equal to Gij equal CO inside d CO, and delta Ui equal CO on SD, on the displacement boundary. In deriving equation 16, the geometry equation 2 and the constitutive law were not taken into account, right? We didn't consider the stress-strain relation. We didn't consider the strain displacement relation. So the virtual work principle was derived from the equilibrium equation without considering the concept of strain and the property of materials. Okay? Virtual work principle can also be derived when dynamical case are considered, okay? Not equilibrium, but conservation of momentum, okay? And also, virtual work principle can also be derived when large deformations are considered. See here, we only talk about the simplified version of the virtual work principle because we are only talking about small deformation here. Why? Because we are considering the domain in this area. We are not considering domain of this area. Okay. So we are deriving the virtual work principle for small deformations. The fifth point for non-mechanical system, that is heat diffusion, for example. There is no classical mechanics here for heat diffusion. Then there is no equilibrium equation. We don't have equilibrium equation, but we still can use the calculus of variation to derive variational principle. So virtual work principle is just a special case of variational principle. One of the variation principle is the virtual work principle. But we can start from a general differentiation, which is a differential equation, which is not equilibrium equation. We can start with the diffusion equation. Heat diffusion is also a partial differential equation, right? We carry out the calculation to set up the weak form. They call the weak form of the heat equation. Okay, then you still can use the variational principle to do your calculations. So virtual work principle is only one special case of the theory of calculus of variation. Okay, virtual work principle have more mechanical interpretations, but to apply similar calculation, we don't need to have mechanical meanings at all sometimes. For example, heat diffusions have low mechanical meanings. You have micro mechanical meaning, but for the global and classical mechanical meaning, where there's no such kind of thing in the theory of heat diffusion. Okay, so for heat diffusion, there's no classical mechanical interpretation. We still have we still can carry out the calculus of variation to formulate the heat equation into the integral form. Okay, they call it the weak form. And because of this open up a very broad area of application. See, in this world, in physics, we don't have only the subject of mechanics. We have electromagnetic field. We also have the heat diffusion. We also have the the interaction between the atoms, like the quantum mechanics. Okay, so classical mechanics is only one of the branch of the whole theory of physics. Okay, for other branches of the physics, we still can have the similar variational principle. They are not called the virtual work principle. They are called the variational principle. Okay, so this can broaden our view. We don't confine ourselves only to the principle of virtual work. Okay. Now, finally, let me explain it to you why this term equal to this term. Let me show you. See, this is a sigma ij is a stress tensor. This is symmetric. Let me consider a symmetric matrix. Aij equal to Aji is symmetric. Okay, and Bij equal to minus Bji. This is anti-symmetric. Then Aij, Bij, they time to they do the product. They time A with B equals 0. This one is just this one and equal to A11, B11 plus A12, B12 plus A13, B13, and then sum it over all the line terms. Okay, as a 3x3 matrix, we have line terms here, we have line term here, we have something like the inner product. Okay, we just sum it over. Okay, will be 0 if A is symmetric and B is anti-symmetric. Okay, why? Like this, Aij equal Aji equal A11 equal A11, A12 equal A21, etc. A12 equal A21. But for anti-symmetric, B11 equal to minus B11 equal minus B11. So B11 is 0, 0, 0, 0. B22 is 0 too. B12 equals minus B21. B12, B21. So B12 minus B21. So this one equal to this one with a minus sign. Okay? And this one equal to this one with a minus sign. Okay? After knowing this, we can just carry out the calculations. Aij, Bij, we take the equal to the transpose. Why? Because this is a scalar. A scalar will not be changed by taking a operation of transpose. And then we replace this one by this one and this one by this one. And now this one is equal to this one and this one is equal to this one. Okay, because of the what? Of the transpose operation. Transpose Ij, turn it into Ji. Transpose Ij, turn it equal Ji. But Bji equal minus Bij because it is anti-symmetric. And Aji equal Aij because it is symmetric. Okay, now look at here. This one is this one. And this one is this one. See, they are equal. This one equal to this one, but with a minus sign. So we move it to the left and have 2 or because we can also argue like this. This one equal to itself with a minus sign, so it must be 0. You have no other choices. Or you can remove this to here, become 2. Okay, 2 of this equality equal 0. So this one is equal 0. Okay, so now if A is symmetric, B is anti-symmetric, then A times B equals 0. We use this equality to prove this mathematical formula. Okay, G partial Gi partial Xj equal to Gij plus Wij with Gij equal to this one. This is like a little bit like the string, classical string. This is the the notation. We have this one minus this one. Okay, and then we have this term equal to this term, and then this term. This term is just this term, and this term equal to 1/2, 1/2. Okay. We just split this term into two parts, and then plus this term minus this term. Okay, and then this term equals 0, so it doesn't change because it's 0. Now this term and this term can put it here, and this term and put it here. Now look carefully. This is just Gij, and this is Wij, and this one is anti-symmetric and this one is symmetric. Let us prove this. Wij is this, so Wji, so Wji is, we just turn J into I replaced by J, J replaced by I. Okay, so Wji is this, okay, by definition. So this one is just minus this one, okay, because we just put a minus sign here, okay, and so this one is this one, so this is anti-symmetric. Do you follow me? Let me say that again. This one is equal to this one, but we just pull the minus sign out of this bracket and put this and put this. This is just a minus sign. But this one is just this one is just this. So this one equal to minus this one, so it is anti-symmetric. Now this one equal to this. How to prove? Because this one can be replaced by these two terms. This one equal to this term, this one, this term. And this one times this one plus this one times this one. But this one is symmetric and this anti-symmetric, so the product of them equals 0. We have proved this before. So this one is just equal to this one. This will be the end of the proof. 好，我底下用那个中文讲一遍哈，然后我们这个章节呢是5.1节，是讲那个虚公原理哈。虚公原理呢，是从那个力平衡方程来导出来的。我这边呢再列了那个因变位移关系，还有应力面关系，只给你参考了哈。我这边有点写错了，我说从这个1、2、3呢可以导出虚公原理，事实上呢不需要那么复杂，只要力平衡方程就可以导出虚公原理了。2、3这两个方程呢是用来做有限元素法的时候才会用到，导虚公原理呢只要力平衡就可以了。好，我们来看看力平衡方程，记不记得有3个方程，对不对？好了，我这边告诉你啊，3个方程的话，就可以写成一个向量。为什么呢？向量不是有好几个分量吗？所以我每一个方程呢都想成是一个分量，所以呢，这个3个方程呢就可以写成一个向量方程，就是在这边哈。F1 就是这个 ，F2 是这个 ，F3 这个，所以这个 F vector 啊 ，F1、F2、F3 呢就是这个，就是 F1、F2、F3 等于0，所以这3个方程呢可以写成这样一个向量方程。好了，再来了，既然它是向量了，可以跟人做那个累积嘛。好，我们考虑这个 Gi 啊 ，Gi 呢是一个分量哈，3个分量，G1、G2、G3。就是这个 G vector 啊，它是一个任意的向量函数。这个 G vector 呢，当然可以跟 F vector 做累积嘛，这样一个做累积以后呢，就变成一个方程了。要注意这边的3个力平衡方程呢，经过累积以后呢，变成一个方程就写成这个样子。然后 Gi 是任意的。再来，我们来看看哈， 这边呢重复了老调，这边只有一个方程哈。然后呢，这边呢这个方程呢等于0嘛，所以我们去积分呢，它还是等于0啊，因为它等于0的东西，你怎么积它是会0啊，对不对？好，这边我解释这个积分的区域就是，例如说有一条梁或者任何结构都可以了，上面随便挖一个任意的那个斗妹给然后你就可以去积分了。好了，然后积分呢，这个项呢可以乘进去，这个项乘这个项变这个项，第二个项，对不对？好了，再来呢，我们呢可以做一些那个数学的推导了，把它呢来置换一下。就这边看看啊，这个 sigma ij gi 了，对 j 来微分的 comma j 哈，就是换成这个哈 ，comma j 就是对 xj 来微了。然后呢，要有2项可以分开来微，对不对？第一项、第二项，对不对？好了，然后第一项呢就可以写成这个样子啊，因为对 x 来微，对 xj 来微就写成 comma j 嘛，那没有问题。所以这个项啊，是不是就是这个项呢？没有错，对不对？所以这个项啊，就可以用这个项跟这个项来取代，把这个项移到等号的左边去，就写到这边来。这个写到这边来，这个写到这边来，所以这个项啊可以用这2个项来取代，然后其中这个项呢就可以写成 gij 啊，这个 partial gi partial xj 的写成大 gij， 大 gij 是这样定义，上一个应变这样子啊。好，这边呢就会后面一点解释哈，这边先把它当成是一定是成立哈。好了，所以呢，我们讲过啊，这个项会换成2个项，所以呢，这个方程呢就换成3个方程了。这个3个方程呢，然后再来呢，就用那个叫做什么散度定理啊 ，Divergent theorem 呢，把这个体积分换成面积分啊，然后这个是一个散度嘛，散度就可以换成一个这个面积分啊，然后呢这个照写，然后再乘上这个 normal vector。我们来看这个 normal vector， 就是说啊，你在这个积分的区里面呢有这样啊，它上面有一个小的面积的微圆，它会有一个小的 normal vector， 就是这个。好了，然后既然是如此啊 ，sigma ij 不是跟 nj 啊乘起来不等于 ti 嘛，就是 traction， 这个以前讲过了，应力矩阵乘上法向量就等于那个表面力嘛，啊，所以这边这个项了就改成 TIGI， 啊，这边就改成这样了，这个移过去，这个写过来就变成这个样子，这个样子就有它的力学意义哈，这个呢就是像是这个表面力就是外力哈做的功，这个是测体力做的功 ，body force 做的功。右边这个呢，就是那个能量哦，存在body的里面的那个物体里面的能量哦。好，我们来看看哈，我们有这个所谓的虚功原理哈，然后呢 ，gi 是任意的函数，如果我们假设它是虚位移的话，就可以。gi 就换成 delta ui 咯，对不对？这样子的话，就这个 a 这个 integral 可以写成这样了，啊，就是那个虚功哈，外力做的虚功，还有呢，这个位移呢，就有2个部分，一个我们来看看这个边界条件啊，有一些边界条件，边界上面呢 traction 是知道，表面力是知道的。这个地方呢叫做 ST，T 代表 traction， 就是在 traction 给的边界上叫 ST， 然后再有一些边界啊，不是给 traction 的，是给位移，例如说这边这个位移是0啊，这种叫 SD 啊，在 SD 上面呢 traction 是不知道的哦，ST 上面 traction 是知道的啊，所以这个积分呢可以写成2个，一个是在 traction 的知道的边界上积。一个就是在 traction 不知道的边界上积，啊，那怎么办呢 ？traction 不知道没办法积分呢， 所以我们取巧，我们就令这个虚位移等于0，在那个 displacement 的boundary 上面，就是如果在那个边界上面，我们只知道位移的话，我们干脆就说我们令那个虚位移在这边等于0，这样子我们就不用烦恼这个积分了。所以呢，这边呢这个 S0 啊就改成 ST 就好了，这个就没了然后所以这样子一个招数了，叫做静态就动力运动学可允许的叫什么虚位移Kinematically Admissible Virtual Displacement 它的由来就是这样。再来我们就可以把这个 ST 了有没有注意到？把那 S0这个 A 的部分写成 ST 了。好了，这意思就是说只在 traction 知道的地方去做积分。好了，在 C 这个部分呢，我们写到这边来。这边呢 GIJ 是这个样子这个以前讲的，对不对 ？GIJ 是这个样子它像不像是一个？等一下。对，这个像不像一个classical string 呢？经典应变呢？像，对不对？如果 GI 了写成 delta UI 就是那个虚位移的话，然后我们就把这个变分符号拉到外面，这个就是那个虚应变嘛，虚应变，对不对？但是要注意，我们讲过了，如果它要是应变的话，要称值的应变，它一定那个虚位移要够小才行啊。如果虚位移太大的话，它的应变就不会解释成应变了。这个以前讲过，因为你位移太大的话，就旋转就大了，对不对？就是这个原因。所以呢，我们呢要求这个虚位移是小的才行，否则它就不是虚应变了。好，我们来讨论，就是这个 equation 16永远成立的就是说数学上我们一路导过来都会成立的然后呢，就算它不是虚位移，你就是说它是别的东西，是一个电磁场 delta UI 是电磁场，它还不是成立，数学上，对不对？但是呢，如果你把它想成虚位移的话，那可以，那你这个虚位移一定要够小才行对不对？这个 G 这个函数要够小这个 delta UI 一定要够小，但是如果作为这个数学等式来讲的话，这个 UI 的话，或者说 G 函数了，是不一定要小G 可以任意大，这个等式都可以成立的你就在 G 很大的时候，你就不要把它解释成是那个虚应变就好了，对不对？好，第二个就是说如果是考虑到那个钢体的虚功原理的话，这个项16式这个项，这边也不是有那个虚应变那个应变能吗？但是在钢体里面呢，应力是不知道的因为它根本没有变形嘛，但里面还是有应力的了，你只是不知道它具体的分布，对不对？所以那个时候我们要取巧了，我们就取这个 GIJ 的这个任意函数在 body 里面等于0就好了因为它是任意的嘛，我们就取它等于0，这个就不用算这个就变成一个钢体的那个虚功原理所以那个时候我们就给了这个条件就是这样。所以我们可以导出变形体的虚功原理，也可以导出钢体的虚功原理还有呢，就是那个几何方程还有应裂面关系也没有考虑在里面的就是虚功原理的话只要从立平衡方程就可以导出来了。好第4点就是虚功原理了在动态的情况还有大变形的时候也是可以导出来的我们现在考虑的是小变形还有那个静态，但是我提醒你动态的时候跟那个大变形的时候也可以导了这样子。第5点就是 在非力学的系统，例如说热传的时候啊，我们并没有什么力学平衡嘛，对不对？热传的时候，那就没有那个equilibrium equation 啊，那有没有虚功原理啊？没有虚功原理。但是在热传的时候，我们可以用变分法嘛，对不对？变分法就有变分原理啊，就是有 weak form 啊。这边不是就是那个有限元的基础吗？有限元不一定要做力学题目啊，做电磁学、做热传导也都可以用有限元的啊，对不对？所以呢，我们不一定要从力学的原理来推导这个变分的公式的。当然了，虚功原理当然是一个方便的一个做法了。在力学系统的时候是容易导出来了。好，最后呢，解释为什么这个项等于这个项啊，这个就是之前讲的。这边第11公式里面，这边等于这边，为什么好，第一步如果是一个对称矩阵，这边是一个反对称矩阵，对称矩阵乘反对称矩阵的话，永远等于0为什么呢？我们来解释就是西马 ij bij 啦，它是一个，因为它是9个项嘛，对不对？9个项，所以呢，它就是一个存量，存量做转置是没有问题的，就存量就等于自己的转置嘛。例如说2或3或者5或365这个数字去做转置，还是365，对不对？好，所以呢，自己就等于自己的转置，然后转置把它把它那个作用进去，就变这个样子。好了，但是这个呢，它转置就 bij 等于 bji， 转置这个呢就 aij 等于 aji， 对不对？但是因为这个是一个反对称的矩阵，所以 bji 写成负的 bij， 这个是对称矩阵就写成这样，对不对？所以呢，我们就得到这个公式。注意，这块等于这块，所以自己等于负的自己，那唯有自己等于0咯，对不对？就是这样。所以呢，这边呢就可以说一个对称矩阵乘上一个反对称矩阵就会等于0。这是第一步。要写跑去了。第二步，我们把这个梯度矩阵拆成对称矩阵跟反对称矩阵就是这样这个 partial gi partial xj 的 gi, j 写成 gi, j 就写成这个写成1/2，这个是没问题的，1等于1/2加1/2嘛。再来呢，加这个 gj, i 啦，加一个减一个也是可以的，加一个减一个是0嘛，没有问题。再来这个 gij 跟 gji 啦合并变成这个 gij 跟负的 gji 合并变这样这个写成叫 gij， 这个写成叫大 gij， 这个是大 wij。好了，然后再来我们想证这个 wij 是反对称的，好，然后呢 wij 等于这样嘛，所以 wji 呢就把 ij 互换就变这个样子，对不对？就是这边 ij 互换就变这个 ，ij 互换变这个 ，ij 互换变这个，对不对？然后呢，再来呢，这个 wij 等于这个嘛，然后我们把负号给拉出来，负号给拉出来，这个就写在前面，这个写在后面就好了。但是这个不就等于这个吗？有没有注意？这个等于这个，所以就负 wji， 对不对？所以就证出来这个 wij 等于负 wji， 所以它是一个反对称矩阵。现在万事俱备了，西马 ij 乘上这个梯度等于这个怎么证呢？西马 ij 乘上这个梯度，把这个梯度写成 gij 加 wij， 这个是之前讲的嘛。好了，再来这个乘这个。再来这个乘这个，对不对？但这个是对称的，应力是对称的。wij 呢已经证明是反对称了，那对称乘反对称就等于0嘛， 所以就只剩下这个部分，这样就证完了。